Welcome everyone. Grammar Basics Volume 2. Today we are going to cover Subject Verb Agreement, all the rules, tricks and some practice also. So let's first understand what subjects and verbs are very quickly so that we can make them agree together. What is a subject? Let's see these two sentences. He is John. Here the subject is he and he is being talked about. In the second, if you see, the subject is again same he and he is doing the action. So you can see there can be two different types of sentences. One where you have some action, like in the first one, if you see, here we have no action. In the second one, he is eating something. We have some action of eating. The work is happening here. So when there is an action, something is happening, then the doer of the action, here, who is the doer? He. So the person who is doing the action is the subject. And when there is no action, then the person who is being talked about, like he is the subject. So these are the two things you should remember to identify a subject well, or simply ask a question, who? Who is John? So he. So of course he is the subject. Who is eating something? He is eating something. Therefore here also the answer from who you get is he. That's how you can identify the subject. Verb, if you see, verb he is John. In this sentence, if you see, is linking the complement John. Some people get confused that John here is object. But you see, John is not object because John is not receiving any action. There is no action happening in the sentence at all. So there cannot be an object. John is here the complement because it is complementing he. Therefore, this is called complement, subject complement. So basically, he is complementing John here. And in the second sentence, if you see, he is eating something. Here, the auxiliary is linking the main verb, eating, with the subject he. So this is the work that the verb is doing here. And the second verb, eating, is telling the action. So the words which denote the action directly, they are called main verbs. So these are the works, the functions which are done by verbs. Now you should remember the verb which agrees with a subject is called a finite verb. Finite verb I have discussed in detail in a video. If you want, you can watch that full video. You will be clear with all types of finite verbs also. But right now, to understand it in short, you should remember all the helping verbs. Whenever you see there is a helping verb like this sentence. So when there is a helping verb, then helping verb is going to be the finite verb and the other verb is going to be non-finite. In the first sentence, if you see, is the finite verb. In the second sentence, again, is finite. In first sentence, there is no second option. Therefore, there is only one finite verb. But in this second one, if you see, there are two verbs. Eating will be non-finite verb. Now, rule number 1. Singular form of verb should be used with singular subjects and plural subjects. We should use plural verbs. Let's see these two sentences. A boy reads, but boys read. So singular, if you see the first one, a boy is singular. We are talking about one boy. Verb in their base form is called plural form. Here when you use s or es, then verbs become singular. So we should use, with singular subject, a boy, we should use reads. With plural subject here, boys, we should use plural verb, which is the base form of verb read. You should always remember that you as a subject is always considered as plural. Hence, we should use plural verb with you every time. Let's look at some of the auxiliaries, helping verbs, how we use the auxiliaries tense-wise and person-wise, or subject-wise, I would better say. So here with I, in present tense you use am, in past tense we use was, and in future will. Shall can be used for formal writing purposes. All plural subjects except you, sorry, not except you, I would say including you, my apologies, because I've already told you you is considered as plural every time. So all plural subjects including you should use present tense are, and in past tense you should use were, and in future tense you should use will. With all singular subjects except I and you should use in present tense is. Why I have written except I? You should remember with I in present tense there is difference, we use am. But with rest all singular we should use is in present tense. In past we should use was, and in future we should use will. Having said that, with I and we for formal writing purposes you should use shall. You can take a screenshot of this for further reference and you can remember them. Of course, if you just take the screenshot, you don't learn them, that won't be useful. It's better you learn the uses of auxiliaries in proper manner so that you don't commit a mistake. And I hope most of you know it well. Now, rule number 2, subjects joined by and are treated singular or plural. You should use your common sense. Let's see this pair of sentence. The writer and the lead actor of this film are Rohit. Is that correct? The writer and the lead actor of this film is Rohit. If you use your common sense, we are talking about one person here, because the writer and the lead actor, though there are two different things, right? But we are talking about one person. Both are one person only, which is Rohit. So of course are doesn't suit here. Here we should use is. Second pair we have rice and curry are my favorite dish. Rice and curry, two things, are joined by and. But are they really two distinct things? No. Rice and curry mean the same dish. One dish which is eaten once. Together we eat rice and curry. Therefore, using plural verb doesn't make sense. So, the first one won't be correct. The second one is correct. John and Harry are playing together. Here, if you see, we are talking about two different individuals. Right? We are not talking about one person, John and Harry. What should we use? We should use plural verb. Absolutely correct. The first one is correct and the second one is wrong. Let's go to rule number 3. Rule number 3 says subjects joined by, as well as, along with, in addition to, take verb according to the first subject. So whenever you see two subjects joined by any of these conjunctions, for example, we have a pair of sentences here. Rohit as well as his parents is going to come today. So Rohit and his parents both are joined. Rohit and his parents both are joined by as well as. So we should use singular or plural. What is the primary subject here? Already you know that the first subject is the primary subject here, according to which you will use the verb. Rohit is the primary subject. Therefore, with Rohit, we should use is. We shouldn't use are. Hence, Rohit is going to come. Today is correct. Rohit as well as his parents is going to come. Today is correct. The second one is wrong. Second pair, we have my friends along with my brother are playing there. My friends along with my brother is playing there. Guess the correct answer quickly. The primary subject here is my friends. The subject which comes before, that is the primary subject here. So my friends, we should use verb plural according to that, because friends, we are talking about plural subject. Hence, first one is correct, second one is wrong. Rule number 4, subjects joined by either or, neither nor, or not only but also take verb according to the subject which comes later. Neither my friends nor I am aware of this. Let's have a look. Which is the later coming subject? I. My friends is not close to the verb. So you should remember this, that the subject which is closest to the verb, according to that you should use the subject. So I am very close to am. Therefore with I we should use am, not according to my friends. You cannot use my friends according to my friends. If you use are, that would be incorrect. So the first one is correct, the second one is incorrect. You must see the subject which comes after. That should be the correct subject to use the verb with. Now here if you see, either you or your brother was spotted by me there. So the subject which comes later is your brother. You comes before. So you should use the verb according to your brother. So your brother was spotted by me there. Either you or your brother were spotted by me there. The first one is correct, second one is wrong. Number 5, singular verb is used with either, neither, one of the, each, everyone, many. You must remember to use your common sense. Whenever we use these words, these words always mean singular item. For instance, either of the options is good for me. Though we have here options, but it doesn't mean we are talking about many of the options. No, we are not talking about all the options. We are talking about either of the options. Either, I mean, we have two different options and then we are talking about one of them. So we are talking about one of the options, and hence singular verb is should be correct. Are will not be correct. Are will be wrong. Now next one, many a leaf falls during autumn. We are not talking about all the leaves. You see, many you should remember, mark this word a always means singular. So the first one is correct, second one is wrong. Each of the students, here again we are not talking about all the students, we are talking about each, I mean each of the individuals. We are not talking about all the individuals, if you see. So each should be used with singular verb. Wears, not where. First one is wrong, second one is correct. Now rule number 6, uncountable nouns are treated as singular. So their anxiety has caused insomnia to them. Anxiety cannot be counted. When you can't count them, you cannot consider them plural. Common sense, that means anxiety should be used with singular verb. And what is singular? Has or have? Of course, has is singular verb. So the first one is correct, second one is wrong. Most of the furniture is damaged. If you see furniture, money, these nouns are considered uncountable nouns. So furniture is uncountable, hence singular verb is should be correct. So the first one is correct, second one is wrong. Number 7. When name of countries, organizations are representing a team, we should use plural verb. I have given same question recently in a short video where most of the people did not respond positively, correctly. So here let's see that question. India has won the Champions Trophy, or India have won the Champions Trophy. The correct answer should be have, because India here, though being the name of country, does not refer to the country itself, but it is referring to the team. Hence we should use plural verb. Though you should remember the word team itself is considered as singular always, but when a name, when the name of a nation, when the name of a country is referring to a team, then you should use plural verb with it. We have second example here, so of course you can understand the correct answer here is going to be first. Second one is incorrect. Rule number 8, we should use singular verb with collective nouns or plural nouns when they are in the form of a dash of. So though collective nouns are plural, but we do not use plural verb with them when they are in the form of a dash of, because as I have told you, a is itself singular. So for example, in the first sentence, a herd of cattle was grazing is correct. A herd of cattle were grazing is incorrect. Now second pair of sentence we have, a bunch of keys was lost will be correct. A bunch of keys were lost will be incorrect. A pair of scissors is on the table is correct. A pair of scissors are on the table is incorrect. Now rule number 9, use plural verb with paired items. We have a pair of sentences here. My jeans is in the closet. My jeans are in the closet. Which one is correct according to you? Of course, jeans, trousers, scissors, spectacles, goggles, these are paired items which are considered plural unless we have used a pair of with them. Here we don't have a pair of. So my jeans is will be wrong. My jeans are will be correct. Second example we have, the trousers in this shop are good. The trouser in this shop is good? No. The trousers in this shop are good. Correct. The trouser in this shop is good. Wrong. These scissors are blunt. Correct. This scissor is blunt. Wrong. Number 10. Use singular verb with physical quantities. When you are using weight, measurement, distance, etc., these physical quantities, you should use singular verb with them. For example, 50 kilometers are remaining to travel will be wrong because we are talking about 50 kilometers. That's distance, you see, 50 kilometers distance. So we should use 50 kilometers is remaining to travel. 500 liters of water was wasted. 500 liters of water were wasted. No, water either way is uncountable. And here we are talking about measurement. Liters. How much water? So 500 liters of water was wasted is correct. Were wasted is wrong. 2 kilograms of potatoes are enough. It will be incorrect. 2 kilograms of potatoes is enough is correct. Number 11. Remember singular nouns that appear to be plural. They deceive you, right? Sometimes it seems, when you look at them, they seem like plural, though they are not. Here, measles is contagious. You see that this is the name of a disease. This is not plural, right? This is the name of disease. Because we have S at the end, it seems like plural. You should remember that is always singular. So first one is correct, second one is wrong. The news from this channel are not authentic. Of course not. The news is always singular. So the news from this channel is not authentic will be correct. Economics is my favorite subject. Economics are my favorite subject. Economics is my favorite subject should be correct. We are talking about one particular subject. You should remember some other such nouns are like team, as I've already told you. Team as a word is used as singular unless we use the name of a country as a team. So team is singular. Family, crowd, committee, audience, public, jury, etc. they are considered singular. Now committee, you should remember when you use committee is divided, then you should use like if committee is divided in their opinion, etc., then you should use plural in that case. When you are referring them as unified thing, then in that case you will use singular. Remember plural nouns that appear to be singular. Plural nouns, for example, here people. Some people use, peoples. That's again wrong. So people itself is plural. Therefore, the verb which you will use with it is always plural. Is will not be correct. Are will be correct with it. And hence the sentence 1 is correct. Second sentence is sentence 1 is incorrect. Sentence 2 is correct. Now second we have here riches has wings or have wings. Riches have wings is correct. These goggles are nice. This goggle is nice. No, the second one is wrong. Rule number 13, relative pronouns. We should use verb with relative pronouns or noun clause according to the subject they actually refer. Let's see. It is I who is suffering, or it is I who am suffering. Which one is correct? If you see here in the first sentence, the subject who, relative pronoun, who is referring the subject I. So I is the subject actually here. According to that, with I you should use am, not is. I is will be wrong. I am will be correct. So the first one is correct. First one is wrong. Second one is correct. Now we have second option here. What they wanted was peace. What they wanted were peace. So what they wanted was peace here as a subject. If you see, what they wanted is being used as subject, which is a noun clause. So noun clause should be used as a singular because it is talking about peace. You see, the subject it is referring to is peace. According to peace, you will use singular verb, which is was. Now, avoid error of proximity. After having learnt all the rules, it is necessary for you to remember to avoid the common error which people commit, the error of proximity. What does the word proximity means? Proximity means closeness. When you see there are two nouns very close to each other, sometimes you may be confused which one is the subject out of them. So if you have understood the concept of identifying the subject in precise manner right in the beginning of the video, you will have no confusion. But in case if you have missed, please watch it. That there you will need it in order to avoid the error of proximity. Let's see these two sentences here. The mangoes of this basket is sweet. Here if you see, what is subject? The mangoes or this basket? So if you remember what we have discussed right in the beginning, this basket is not being described here. We are describing about the mangoes. Mangoes are sweet, not the basket. So according to mangoes, we should use the verb. And the verb which you should use should be are, not is. The temperature in these cities are high or is high. Of course, according to the rule, if you identify the subject here, the temperature is the subject. These cities, no, these cities are high, no. The temperature is high. Temperature are high, no. So, the first one is wrong, second one is correct. Now there is a question for you, but before that, in case if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe us and press the bell icon so that you can be notified and we can get some support from you, some encouragement. Please share the video to your friends also. And there is a question for you now on the screen. What is the correct answer according to you? England has scored 142 runs for the loss of 3 wickets, or England have scored, or England is scored, or are scored, whichever you think is the correct choice. You should comment in the comment box. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.